The covered Shabbos. Kira, are you in Tim Hortons?
Covered Shabbos.
Are you in Tim Hortons?
No, we're actually we're in the vegan center.
Oh, it's so real.
What?
Rebs, when are you ascending? When are you ascending? When are you making informal aliyah?
What?
Are you making aliyah?
31st on Wednesday.
Oh, it's so good. That's so good. Wow. We're so close. We're so close. Ever, we're so close. Let's fire it up. L'shem Kol Yisrael. L'shem Kol Yisrael. We have Ami Bluban Baruch Hashem. Atfila b'shem Kol Yisrael. L'shem Kol Yisrael. Amala. Great to see you. And yeah. Kira, maybe we were too intense. We were too intense there. Anyways. For Pesach, Ubi Minasava Sarah Bakabasi, Hudis, Miriam Dodubas, Chanu Chevet, Yona Bas Base, Shir Bas Base, Sinai, Ubin, Bid Money, and every Neshama and Klal Yisrael. Please, Ribbona Shalom, we are in such pain. Redeem us. Have pity on our poor, wounded souls, which have been snatched and ground down as if between the teeth of a lion. We are full of sin. We are far from you in every way. We will think, Chabar, with 31 days until Rosh Hashanah. When we think about our destiny and prepare provisions for our journey, like all the pious, God-fearing Jews have gone before us in all the generations, what we will do on the day of judgment, where will we take our great shame? How will we hide ourselves away? What will we do when God will arise, when he recalls our deeds? What we will answer him? You have informed us through your holy sages that you overlook nothing in the world to come. You pay each person according to his ways and fruits of his deeds. Your love and forgiveness are mainly for the people who generally repent in this world. You pardon them for all their sins, even if they rebelled against you greatly. There's more to this. Wow. I feel like when we get our tefillah, when we get our tefillah, 139 will be the biggest. Kira, there's multiple faces in the screen. Are we about to have Shriya Sakalim in the top left screen? Top left screen, Shriya Sakalim. All right. Halacha l'maisa. A person should establish for himself a specific synagogue or study hall. Right? The Chabad in Toronto. Right? We all need Y.Y. Jacobson's shul, his brother's shul, in which he will pray regularly. In addition, he should establish there for himself a specific place to pray. Any space within 4 amos is considered one place. The area within 4 amos of the designated place is considered his set place for prayer. It is preferable, Vitov, if one is able to establish his set place next to a wall, so that there will be no one between him and the wall when he prays. And it says here in the footnote, this halacha cannot be a requirement for every person, as obviously only a limited amount of people can have their set place adjacent to the wall. Rather, it is addressed to those who are especially punctilious in their observance. They should try to arrange on an especially favorable place to pray, says the Mishnah Berurah. And Ami, it's great to see you. Shalom Aleichem, great to see you. Wow, this is big. So this is in accordance with the method of prayer that we find was used by King Chizkiah, as it is written in Yeshaya. Chizkiyahu panav el hakir. Chizkiyahu turned his face to the wall and prayed. One should not stand or sit in prayer next to a wicked person. Even when a person prays in his home, he should also establish for himself a set place where the members of his household will not disturb him. So Chavra, Bezrat Hashem, great halachos here, great halachos last couple of days, and we are continuing with Rabbi Nachman Sichot 79. 79. It's crazy how we're on Sichot 79, Baruch Hashem, and we're talking about being stubborn in Teshuvah. So when one begins to truly serve Hashem and attach himself to a great tzaddik, and that's what we're all striving to get to, is attaching ourselves to the tzaddik inside of us, but also a tzaddik, right? Someone who could help us on our ways. He's often filled with great confusion and evil thoughts, right? Rav Nachman talks about this a lot when we want to set out a journey to visit the tzaddik. There's going to be a lot of obstacles. So he says here, the evil was always there, but only now it is surfacing. So only when we connect ourselves to the tzaddik and we want to begin to serve Hashem, things start to surface. And how can we better understand this? Let's go weiter in the Sicha. A pot of water may seem perfectly clear, but when it is placed on a fire and begins to boil, all of its impurities are brought to the surface. This is Geshmak. This is us visiting the tzaddik. This is us wanting to begin to serve Hashem, which we do every single day. Hashem, Ribono Shalom, Mechadish B'tovo B'chol Yom Tov Mima'aseh Bereishis. Every single day, we want to begin to serve Hashem with simplicity, with newness, with renewal. So only then everything starts to rise up. One must stand by and constantly, Rabbi Nachman uses the word constantly, remove these impurities. It's not a one-time thing. It's a constant thing. We have to be shown there. We have to watch ourselves 24/7. The original purity is merely an illusion, says Rav Nachman. Right? That original. So maybe before we even want to begin to serve Hashem, right? We have this Hisorus, or even before we begin to search and seek the tzaddik, our purity may be illusion. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's saying. With a little heat, the impurity surfaces. Right? With that little flame, right? The fire, when it starts to boil, everything starts to rise. The impurities start to show. We see our flaws. After these impurities are removed, the water is truly pure and clear. Right? It's a blessing. This is a blessing, Chaver. We know what to work on. We know the spiritual crumbs that we need to search for. I was getting a car wash the other day, and I sent the voice note to Max, and I was just like, Max, the car wash, go in the mikvah, the teshuva, the whole thing, but also the inside. Clean the inside. The inside, can you do bedikas chametz? Spiritual crumbs, right? We know, right? The car is going through that boiling hot water in the pot, right? In the pot of boiling water, and we see the dirt, right? Starts to rise. And after these impurities are removed, the water is truly pure and clear. Okay. The same is true of a person. Before he begins to serve Hashem, good and evil are completely mixed together within him. The impurities are so closely united with the good that they cannot be recognized. We learned yesterday what it means, the right and left side, and the left side, the right and the right, the right and the left. My bad. How there's no such thing as completely evil, but they're mixed up. Then this person comes close to true tzaddik, and everything is clear. Baruch Hashem, the tzaddikim, and begins to burn with great feeling for Hashem. He wants to begin to serve Hashem. He's touched by the heat of purification. We want this heat of purification. We want the boiling water. And all the evil impurities come to the surface. Here again, one must stand by and constantly remove the dirt and impurities as they appear. Constantly. In the end, the person is truly pure and clear. And maybe this is what Rav Nachman is talking about, Rav Nassan in his prayers, when we come to see the true tzaddik and we see his face, the face is shining, the whole thing. And when we see the tzaddik's face, that allows and that shows us and that enables us to do teshuvah. Right? We see the face of a tzaddik, we're like, oh my gosh, I want to do teshuvah right now. I want to fix myself. I want to be shining like the tzaddik. Maybe this is where it's coming from. Maybe it's this sicha. I don't know. the Likutei Tefillah came from. But it's true, when we see the tzaddik, when we begin to serve Hashem, we taste the heat of purification. We want that. We want to know what we need to work on. I mean, it's crazy. Anyways, there's a story. I know Ami has it in front of him. The Tales of the Righteous. We're on page 193, and I have to find the Vilna Gaon story and the page, Ami. I'm sorry I didn't get to you the other week. So an upside down generation, Reb Zusha of Anapol taught in Midrash Rabbah, it is written, in the future, the Garden of Eden, Gan Eden, will cry out and it will say, give me tzaddikim. I will have no truck with sinners. And at the same time this happens, the Gehenna will cry out and it will say, I will have no truck with tzaddikim. This seems difficult to understand, says Reb Zusha. Why these cries? Does it make sense that the tzaddikim will be brought to Gehenna and the sinners to Garden of Eden? Right? Wouldn't it be the opposite? This is not the case. Let's think about the Sichot. It seems like it's so connected, right? The mixture of the good and bad here. This is not the case. Rather, in the future, there will come a day when it will be possible to distinguish between a righteous person and a sinner. The angels will be confused, bring the sinners to the Garden of Eden and the righteous persons to Gehenna. At that time, both of them, the Garden of Eden and Gehenna, will have to warn the angels not to mix up their inhabitants. Right? So if we look at ourselves, right, and we take this Maisa, I mean, there's so much, there's so many explanations, there's so many deeper meanings I don't know. I'm sure you guys know. But if we relate to the Sichot, it's quite apparent. Right, connecting to the tzaddik, beginning to serve Hashem every second of the day, every day when we wake up to a new day. Right, the Garden of Eden, right, the Garden of Eden inside of us will be crying out to the Ribono Shel Olam. Why these impurities? Why do these sinners need to come to my to mess with me? Right, to reside inside of me. Where we also have a Garden of Eden inside of us, and this is it. This is mamash it. Everything is getting mixed up. But if we connect ourselves to the true tzaddik, to the Ribono Shel Olam, the heat of purification, I love that. The heat of purification, everything will rise up. Everything will rise up. We'll be screaming out, Ribono Shel Olam, these spiritual crumbs, these impurities, right? We want to burn them. We want to get rid of them. Baruch Hashem, we know what we're dealing with, right? And they're not getting mixed up. So let's be sure to access that place, that Gan Eden inside of us, connect ourselves to the true tzaddik, to ourselves, and also to other people, to Am Yisrael, and renewal. I think that's the biggest thing right now that we're trying to talk about. Just stress everyone. I mean, I need all the time is just understanding renewal, understanding hitchachus. Every second is a new second. Throughout the Shem. Questions, comments, please feel free.
Jack, I found that page. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh, Baruch Hashem. Right, I am sure you read the whole book in one sitting.
No.
Amaleh.
I did have a thought, but it's talking about renewal.
What?
A story from talking about renewal. I saw a story from David Chaim's sons next to A. He said that an evil person once came to me because he said someone evildoer said, don't think that because you're given to your inclination, there's nothing for you to do. It says rather you have to look to overcome those. No, it's not all or nothing. It's still overcoming situation.
Wait, I missed the last part. I missed the last before the all or nothing.
It's not. He said, don't think there's some areas. Says that don't think because you give into your inclination in some areas here, therefore it's all evil. There's still other areas you can find. It's called the breadcrumbs.
Oh, the good points. The good points. That was our Torah with Pesach, right? The crumbs. The crumbs are so important. But people talk about bedikas chametz and the deeper meanings, how we're searching for the spiritual crumbs inside of us, right? The crumbs, the chametz that we want to get rid of. But also on the flip side, right? Search for those crumbs inside of us, those good points. Right, we need to find those good points, How is it that we could be completely evil? And Suri on my phone is lighting up right now. I don't know why. Did I say Suri? I don't know, but it's lighting up. We're all lit up right now. One day until Shabbos, 115 Amala, 115 until Hanukkah. We have 31 until Rosh Hashanah. We have so much going on. Baruch Hashem. Thank you for that story. Amla, we'll fire it up, be in touch, and have a great Shabbos.
And